Okay, all right. As long as I'm in the clear then.
Yeah, yeah, you're good. Are you related? Do you know Lauren Kelly at all, or are you probably not? I'm sure Kelly's a popular name, but when I saw that Ellen Kelly, she's on my team, so it like right away it looked like it might have been her to me. I was like, oh, Kelly, but
I
I'm sure there's many of you guys. But I think she has some cops in the like. I think they're Watertown.
Yeah, no, no, I'm not related. I could lie and say I am, and
Okay.
no, 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 I'm not. No, I didn't even know who that was. So
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't. I figured it was a long shot that you were. I'm sure it's a popular
yeah,
last name, but I figured maybe you are.
yeah, and I'm not even close to living there. Actually I'm from Canada, so
Oh, no way. Oh, okay. For some reason, I like assume sometimes I don't realize that people aren't here. So I guess but you did say the time zone thing. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Is that where, are you in Canada now?
yeah, in Ontario actually. So
Oh, nice. Okay.
whereabouts I live, it's about like 40 minutes away from the Detroit border.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And yeah, so like as much as I say I'm Canadian, we're very influenced by America. Like everything's
Yeah.
so living by the border, it's kind of nice, kind of get a taste of what America's like. And yeah, but yeah, so I just kind of moving forward here. So I know previously when we were talking, you said that like the times that were kind of working out for you. So you're like a teacher. You teach, I think, fifth grade.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I teach fifth grade in my hometown. So that's my day job. And
Mhm.
obviously then I can continue my training and I keep playing hockey. And this is going to be my sixth season with the Boston Pride. So my sixth season in the NWHL. And I had played 2 years in the CWHL before that, like right after college. So I'm really getting up there, it seems, in the women's pro hockey ranks. A lot of the rookies this year are fresh out of college, and I graduated college in 2013. So it's kind of crazy how the time passes. But
Yeah,
I've been teaching every year except for my first year out. So um, also kind of crazy that this is, I guess, oh geez, my seventh year of teaching too. So
yeah, it's crazy how the time flies.
oh, it is. It is.
Like I know for myself, it's been it's I've been at community living for oh god, no, just over 5 years, and it's crazy. Like I remember first starting, so yeah, it definitely does fly by. Like I was just getting out of college like 5 6 years ago, so be
Crazy.
just 26 now. It's yeah, it's like oh geez, I'm getting old.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna be 30 in January, so I'm really like, oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
But
Um, but yeah, actually, to ask you about the school, so how do you? Because obviously, you would play games during the week. So how does that work out being a full time teacher?
we actually had most games on the weekends. So
Oh,
yeah. So ours, we were fortunate. Like my schedule has lined up very nicely over the years because most of the games would be either a Saturday or a Sunday,
hmm
and practices were always at night during the week. So, like way back early on in the CWHL, the Clarkson Cup was randomly in the middle of the week, so it was, um, I did need to take like a half weeks, both those first couple of years because the game, like we had games. I think it was I want to say we had a game like Wednesday and Thursday, and then maybe Friday and Sunday. It was an odd setup then. Like that was one of the few conflicts that I've had over all this time. But fortunately, for the most part, I haven't had to have too many conflicts. Like sometimes it would be I'd have to leave sometime during the school day on Fridays where I would just use my half personal day. Um,
hmm
and it's for the most part worked out. So it's typically like Saturday afternoon or Saturday night and then Sunday afternoon. In year one of the NWHL, we had a lot of Sunday night games,
hmm
and we were busing to and from, busing to right before the game and then getting on the bus right after the game. So there were some tough Mondays in year one because I would wake up and go right to work, and sometimes it would be like a couple hours of sleep, but it would just be grind through the Monday and then um, rest up Monday night and be good to go for the most part. So, but they've really adjusted the schedule so it works out nicely with the majority of players having other full-time jobs.
Yeah, and it would be kind of nice in the future. And I think this has been a topic that I've talked with a couple of girls in the women's NHL league. That hopefully it gets to the point where these players won't have to work those jobs and be able to have a salary off of or have a hockey salary, because yeah, I mean, it's difficult. I mean, one, and especially depending on how much older some of the women get. I mean, whether women are looking at like having kids and things like that, and then that becomes a factor. And I mean, I think there's a lot more pressure on the women than there is the men. I mean, the men, pretty much all you got to do is you show up and you get your salary, and that's what you do for X amount of months, and then you have your summer off and you spend time with the family, whatever. I mean, I think that it's no secret that these men are making like, some are making $10-11 million, and it's insane how, the women have to work those full-time jobs and then go play. I mean, I think it's your passion to play, but to do that all week and then to play the games on the weekends, I mean, that must be a lot.
Yeah, and it's it's pretty much all I've ever known in terms of being a professional
Hmm.
women's hockey player. And obviously, we're pushing for more. Obviously, we know that this isn't the pinnacle and the ideal, and everybody involved in the NWHL has a greater vision and an ambitious goal of having it be so that women can earn a full-time salary playing hockey competitively. And that's kind of the end goal that we're all working towards right now. And there's some different visions for how to get there. But the NW is making growth year by year, and it it's little by little, but we're starting to notice some bigger changes. And like just recently this season, they already like altered the structure so that it kind of models the NHL with owners owning teams
Hmm.
and then kind of being under the umbrella of the league. So that's just one of the latest changes that they're trying to implement to move in the right direction, to making it um, model a more sustainable model, I suppose. But so it's in the current setup of everything, I actually try to look at it in the way that right now I love my career of teaching. I love
Hmm.
being in the classroom. I love working with my students, and um, you know, I'm I'm into it now. I'm years in now, and I'm grateful that I get to teach as well as play competitively and balance that right now. And I know ultimately we want to get it to the point where all you have to do is play, and that paycheck is enough to live on. And um, we obviously see what the different professional athletes are making, and that would be amazing for it to get to that point, and it will someday. I really do think that. But um right now, with the current state of everything, I'm glad that I get to do both passions. I'm glad I get to keep playing competitively and that I get to do what I love in my classroom. And we're continuing to work as a player in the league to try to push the game forward, help pioneer, help grow the sport, and hopefully that we'll see some of those changes um, over the years coming. As we continue to build and push. So um, it'll be fun to see what the future looks like for women's hockey.
Yeah, absolutely. And then with an addition on that, I mean, they just had that expansion with Toronto Six, so that'll be kind
Yeah.
of exciting to have that first Canadian team inducted into the women's NHL League. And Yeah, I mean, I'm a Toronto fan, so it'll be cool to kind of have that additional Toronto team. And I mean, Toronto's such a big city that I think that will bring a lot of value and money into the league. You already got the Maple Leafs fans that are so passionate. So hopefully, to get the Toronto Six in there will hopefully bring more exposure to the league. I think. Now, whether I'm not sure where they're going to be playing, um, but it'll be nice anyway. It'll be nice to see them get into that league. No,
You already know the Boston Toronto rivalry is a good one, so we're just gonna put that back into the mix.
I don't know. Maybe they'll follow suit and they'll get kicked out in the first round. I don't know.
I wouldn't hate that. I like the way the series have gone for the Boston team, for the Bruins the past several years. So
But the thing is, I think with the city of Boston, how much passion the fans put into sports, it's unreal. And I think that's a part of the reason why the Boston teams in every sport have been so successful.
right.
Why your team's been so successful? I mean, you almost got the Isobel Cup last year. Um, I mean, it sucks. I mean, like, is that frustrating that you were so close to getting the Isabel Cup and then the COVID hit and it's like, oh, we got to cancel the season?
Yeah, I definitely I think that it'll be hard to get over that until we are hoisting the cup.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously it was a successful season all around, and that was kind of that final piece to make it such a great season. And um, when I do reflect though on everything that went down in the spring, I think my heart goes out to a lot of the college athletes and high school athletes and their seasons getting disrupted the way that it did. And obviously, I wanted us to be able to play that championship game and have that opportunity. But when I was looking back at it, we lost the opportunity to play in one game. And obviously, that was the game. And that's what the whole season came down to. But I know that there were so many athletes who just lost out on entire seasons because of this. And even now, they're losing out on all those valuable experiences. And I was, I just felt so much worse for them and what they were going through. And so that kind of helped me keep it in perspective. And the other parts of it, I'm just trying to, get after it with the weights and with my conditioning and just keep that right in the forefront to get ready for this season and to continue being ready for this season when we get that opportunity again.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. No, I kind of just wanted to kind of start at the beginning here, and just kind of reflect on the career that you've had and the hockey experience you've had. I mean, you started at Harvard. I think you were in like the top 10 for like all time scorers, and yeah. So I mean, what's that feeling to be able to transition from there and then get selected into that, I think it was 2013 draft?
Yeah. So, oh geez, now I mean you're tested.
Yeah, we're going back
Um,
years here. So
yeah, it was the CWHL draft, and
mm,
it was the summer when I graduated. So yeah, 2013. Um, and yeah, I think the Boston Blades took
yeah,
Lake Bolden first, and she's awesome. I miss her. She's out west now, but incredible player, even better teammate. And I'm pretty sure I was then the next Boston Blades pick. So um, it it definitely I want to say we were at Foxborough at Patriots Place, and they had a little draft party um, for that draft period. So
hmm
that feels like a very long time ago now that I think about it.
hmm
But yeah, I mean, my Harvard days, those were the glory days. Those flew by, and I wish it was longer than 4 years. I absolutely loved my entire experience there. We didn't end up with the ultimate prize that I had envisioned and dreamt that we would achieve, the NCAA title. We never ended up winning it, but obviously the experiences and the memories and just that whole journey of hard hockey, and just the college experience was very rewarding, and it was a dream come true for me. So I was definitely very fortunate to be able to live that. And then the opportunity to go play professional hockey for what was the Boston Blades and the Canadian Women Hockey League at the time. Um, I had gotten I got cut from the Olympic team that June, so it was devastating, and I didn't really know what was next. And then to be able to have that opportunity to suit up and play for Boston, and keep playing the game I love in Boston professionally, that it was kind of a no brainer.
Yeah. Now, the Olympic team, is that the one that was in the 2013 European League, or what? Like, is that the one you're talking about?
Sorry, say it one more time.
I think it was the IIHF games, like the European games. I'm not sure what they call it. It's like the
Yeah,
IIHF.
like wait, the women, the world championship ones.
That might have been it. I'm not sure if that's the same thing.
Um,
We're both confused here.
yeah, sorry. No, wait. Sorry, ask the initial question one more time.
So I think that you participated in the 2013, 2014 the IIHF European.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so I guess that maybe it was here. I don't even think I realized the official title of it, but when I in France, you mean?
I think so. I'm pretty.
Yeah, somebody from France had reached out to me and had said there was a tournament where they were going to be qualifying to, I think, move into a better position for the women's world championships, which, Team USA and Canada, um, Sweden, Finland, all of the top teams in the world competed. And I know France was, I think, qualifying for an opportunity to go. So I think that's what the tournament was. Yeah, I guess it was the fall
Hmm.
of 2013. Yeah.
You had like 30
And
points in like 3 games or something like that.
yeah,
Impressive.
it was a different level. Thank you. It was a different level for sure. But it was obviously one of those opportunities that you you jump at, getting to go. They offered me to be in Paris for basically 10 days. And there was a family that was gonna take care of me and everything. And I was going to get to skate every day. I got to skate with the men's team. That was actually a little bit terrifying because I guess they had a tough weekend, and the coach, it was like a coach from one of the movies, he come right over and he's like, it's going to be a really bad skate today, just so you know. And we literally just sprinted the whole time. Like it was a whole new meaning of bag skate. And um, at one point he had said, you can get off if you want. And of course I wasn't going to get off, but it was a struggle. And, but it was cool to be able to skate with some of those men's teams out there, and then be able to skate with the French team. So, it was a neat opportunity. I think we lost pretty badly to Germany, and um, that was kind of it for the advancement. But once again, it was cool. I got to explore Paris a little bit, see some of the historic sites, and um, hockey has really taken me everywhere. So
So
um, it just felt.
yeah, and I think like with Toronto being added in there, you'll be able to experience playing in Toronto maybe a little bit.
Yeah, yep. And I played. Geez, I guess we had Toronto and Brampton in those early years.
Mm.
And so we would be out there decently, like, probably about 3 or 4 trips each season. And it was great. I had some Harvard teammates who are from the Toronto area. And so I would get to see their families. They would come watch, and then say hi after. So that was always a nice little reunion. But yeah, it's great getting to go up there, and obviously competing against Canadians is always a blast.
Yeah, yeah, and I think, and then obviously, you get the Rookie of the Year in 2014 with the Canadians Women's Hockey League. Do you think that kind of set up your advancement into Boston, or like with the Boston Pride? Like, is that kind of what helped you get into the league with that kind of resume that you've had so far?
Yeah, it was funny at that time there wasn't even, or at least I hadn't heard of any rumblings about a new league. We had our next CWHL season, and that was the year that we ended up winning the Clarkson Cup, which is very exciting, especially because my first year with the Blades, we came so close and ended up losing
Hmm.
in overtime to Toronto. So that one stung, and so we kind of had our redemption the next year. Got to end it as a champion, which is obviously every team's goal each season. So um, I think it definitely helped that it was a successful year, and um, that things went well for the team, and we were able to produce and get the trophy. And of course, when the opportunity came to try out for the National Women's Hockey League and have that opportunity to earn a salary, most of the players in the league were like, "Why not? Let's go for it." And showed up to the tryout, and the rest kind of fell into place. And um, here I am, geez, 6 years later from that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I mean, 2018 they named you the captain. So, what is it like to be a captain of the team?
I mean, it's just, I consider it such a great honor to be named a leader with the group. I love representing this organization. I love playing hockey, and I just really enjoy going into the rink every single day, and the work that goes into it outside of the rink and embracing the grind. I love all of that, and so to be named a captain and to be looked to as a leader, like that's something I take tremendous pride in, and I just try to lead by example, like be all in. Kind of, I'm one of the quotes people on the team. I'm always throwing out different quotes here and there. But that's just something I take very seriously, being named captain and representing this group. And I just want to be the best example that I can be, and obviously try to just lead us and set the tone and set the pace for what we want to do and keep those expectations high. And I have such a great crew with me. I have such a great team, and Kaylee Fracken and last year Lexi Bender as assistant captains. We had such a strong core leadership group, and getting to lead with them was even more of an enjoyable experience. So this group, coming to work with this group and work for this group every day, is they make it easy. Everybody buys in, and we're hungry to go out there and get the cup and have another chance to be champions.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, it's funny you mentioned Kaylee Fracken. I had her on the podcast maybe a couple weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it was really, really cool. Um, and kind of going back to you teaching, I mean, do you find like being a teacher, you can kind of take that experience of having those teachable moments and apply it to the ice and to the team?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think it.
It's,
Um,
guys, everyone take a seat.
yeah. Well, it is funny because there are some teammates will jokingly be like Miss Dempsey, and they'll jokingly call me that, or um, any moment if we have a meeting or something, there's usually some kind of little teacher chirp thrown in there, but it's always in fun and in respect. So there are obviously parallels between both, but um, I think obviously it's a different experience working with, I work with 10 and 11-year olds, so my kids are pretty young versus working with adults and with professionals. But I usually just have the same concepts always seem to apply like they do in everything, and the same values. And um, just there are definitely some connections there, but it's usually more in a playful manner with the team.
Hmm. Well, and I guess moving on, with the resume that you've had for the past 7 to 10, over long time. I think some would kind of consider you to be probably one of the best players at the moment, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, if people feel that way, I'd be honored, obviously. I'm just, I've been very fortunate, like I said, for my experiences playing hockey from all the way from youth up to now. And I've been able to compete at each level. And I think the bottom, the bottom line has always been just that this is what I love doing. And I
Hmm.
just am genuinely so thrilled and so passionate to be out there and to be playing and to be training to get better for hockey and just sharing in all of those experiences with teammates. And, I'm just trying to go out there and make the most of every experience. And, with my students, a lot of them come to my games nowadays. And, geez, I guess the past 5 seasons or so. And so it's always awesome to see them in the stands or to, just discuss the game with them on Mondays when they would say, "How are your games this weekend?" Or "I was there." And, just connecting with the kids and seeing what they want to achieve and what they want to aspire to. And the fans that come through the handshake line, I think so much more at this point, it's all of that engagement with younger players. And,
Hmm.
I'm out there just trying to enjoy the whole experience, but really trying to help grow the game and push the sport forward and um, do whatever little part it is that I can do to help that. And um, yeah, at the end of the day, I'm thrilled to be playing. And I really enjoy all of it, just soaking it all in for as long as I can.
Yeah, and I think like you're kind of paving the way for these young girls that are looking up to you as a role model and saying, "Hey, like you're giving them an opportunity to show that you girls can do it too. It's not just in the men's sport. Like you girls can have a chance to play if you get to that level, and to have not only being their teacher, but to have showing them, hey, I'm not just that nagging teacher that tells you to do your homework. Like I want to show you that I have like this is something that you can do in your life, and this is something that that you can definitely pursue if like you can do anything you want to if you work hard for it.
Absolutely. That's something I try to, get across to my students every single day. And in these circumstances are we've been going with the motto of just don't make excuses, just work hard. Obviously none of this is ideal. We're just going to do the best we can each step of the way. And I think the emphasis I try to just place is work hard, be a great person, be kind to people, and keep a positive attitude. And that those values, those will help lead to success. And like you said, when kids, "Oh, I didn't do my homework because I had blah 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 blah," I'm like, if you want to follow whatever that passion is in middle school, high school, college, beyond, you're going to need to balance both. And we're going to start right here. School should come first. Take care of your studies. Take care of your homework, and then you can enjoy your sport. So that's kind of, I say that to the kids all the time. And I tell them right now I'm still living that. I have to take care of all my work and my lesson plans and trying to balance that with playing. So it definitely has that crossover, the work life balance, like being a student, they're managing their time between sports, extracurriculars, school. And so I just try to encourage how those values will help them lead to finding success and following whatever they're passionate about.
Yeah, definitely. I think any behavior that um, any behavior that you practice as a kid, um, or a teenager or a young adult, it's something that you might carry your whole life. So it's good to learn then, and you learn those good behaviors and you apply it to life, and it will help you become successful. Like you said, if you decide if you're not going to work hard for things, you're just going to do that your whole life, and you're not going to get to what you want. And I think that's important for kids to learn. It's the only way they can learn. Now, just kind of, I do want to talk about the last season. You ended the season with like 17 goals, 23 assists. So, what are the expectations of yourself for next season?
Just be better. Obviously, we're not, this is one of the strangest years, not knowing exactly when the season starts, what it's going to look like. And, kind of being in that mindset since March of, well, we didn't have the end goal. We didn't get that trophy.
Hmm.
The reasons for not getting it don't matter. We didn't get it. So what can we do now to make sure that we're ready when that opportunity comes again? And that has been the focus since March, since not getting the opportunity to win it. So um, you know, I think at a certain point you just try to focus on the little things and keep trying to improve those. I'm obviously not satisfied where I am. I want to keep pushing. I want to keep getting better. Really tighten up, like I said, those little things, and just continuing to work on that craft, like stick handling skills, shooting, the conditioning, just connecting with my teammates, finding that chemistry. So I can go on and on all those little things that I want to continue to see, like get that little percent better each season. But the expectations are high, and right now the only real thought when I'm thinking about hockey is what do we need to do to win that cup, and what do I need to do to be best prepared to do my part and to help lead the team. So just trying to make use of any time we're on the ice, use the time off the ice, work on, get the little synthetic ice out there, and doing all of the off ice training that I need to be doing to be ready. So once again, it's just like those expectations keep rising, and they're high, and I'm going to try to do whatever to achieve it.
Hmm. Hmm. And yeah, let's talk. I'm going to go total opposite now. Let's talk about the upcoming season. Back in May, you signed a 1 year extension on your contract. What was the reason for the 1 year extension? Was that what they offered you, or is that what you wanted?
And as far as I know, we've pretty much only had 1 year
Okay.
signings since the league's inception. So,
Mm.
and I think part of the reason is just because the makeup of, like, because it is still a newer league and things are changing pretty consistently. I think that they're not sure what the next year looks like, and we kind of just take it year by year. And I think there's a vision for beyond the current season, but each year that I've played, it's always been a 1 year. Um, Obviously, I would sign for many more to be in Boston. Born and raised here, I love it here, and this is the team I want to play for the whole time. So, for my whole career. So, yep, each time that I get the opportunity to sign again, I'm thrilled about it and ready to go to work and make the most of the upcoming season.
Well, that's great to hear. Now, the reason why I asked you about the 1 year contract or the extension was because I've noticed, for myself, I love hockey. I try to keep tabs on everything that goes on, especially Toronto news. But with all these guys that have gotten signed, I've noticed that there's been a lot of 1 year signings,
Yeah.
and a lot of them have been like 1 year, whether it be 1 million or 1 year, the league minimum. I don't know if that's so. The reason why I was asking, I don't know if that was because of the COVID and everything, and they didn't want to they didn't want to throw everything out there and jump the gun with all these contracts. I don't know if that's because of the money issue. I don't know what that was. So that's why I asked you, because I was wondering like if it had to do with COVID or if it was just the league in general. But that's just one thing I've kind of noticed is there's been a lot of like 1 year signings, and a lot of teams taking, being really careful because you don't know what's going to happen. I mean,
Hey, how about Jumbo Joe going to you guys, huh?
oh my God, I don't know.
That's that's surprising. I did not expect him to end up there, but yeah, no, you're right. There have been mostly 1 year signings for the NHL guys. And yeah, I guess that's like you said, it's probably because of the uncertainty with what their season's going to look like and with COVID and how it plays out. But it has been surprising, and obviously the Bruins losing Torrey Krug, that one I wasn't really expecting either. I think I thought they would have found a way to make it work, but fresh start for him, and hopefully we can, um, find somebody who can bolster the blue line and kind of serve his role.
Well, and I heard there was a rumor that Zdeno Chara was not gonna re-sign with Boston, and he was gonna go to Toronto, and someone wrote it.
Wait, I thought that was a joke. I think I saw that too, but I thought it was one of those way out there, like just kind of messing with people jokes. But if that is accurate, I feel like that would be quite the shock.
Well, and someone wrote in like, yeah, like that's. I think they were kind of joking, but they're saying like, how nasty would that be, Toronto, to do that to Boston, like that rivalry, and how like, okay, well, you guys are always beating us in the first round, so we're gonna steal one of your guys. Clearly, that's not the case. I mean, Chara, he's old, and if he wants that one more to play somewhere, why not play in Toronto? I don't know. I mean, I think we're good. But I gotta ask. So
It'll be.
Obviously, you play for the Boston's women's league. So do you get the chance to meet the guys from the Bruins? Do you do any collaborations with them, like any charity events or?
We actually had several clinics lined up in the spring that were going to be learn to play clinics, kind of run with the Bruins. And obviously everything kind of caused those to be postponed indefinitely, but that was going to be a great opportunity to be able to get out there and coach some little girls and their first time hopping on the ice and having that in collaboration with the Bruins. We've had opportunities where they've invited us to a Bruins game, and that's always been enjoyable. And I was fortunate to speak with Dale Arnold in between, and Billy Jaffe, and get to be in the booth for the Nesson game coverage. And they try to help promote our games and promote our season, but we don't get too many opportunities to interact with them. But whenever we do, it's been a positive one. And we play our games at Warrior Arena, and that's where they practice. So one of the Sundays, it was pretty cool because they had their families out there, and they had, the players were out there with some of their really young daughters out on skates. And it was fun to be able to see them as we were preparing for our game that afternoon. But it was kind of cool to interact with them, see Patrice Bergeron and Tuca. So definitely always enjoyable when we get to see them and interact.
Yeah, and from what I hear is like there's no secret. They're a tough, rough team full of guys. They've always been known for their grit. But I mean, I've heard nothing but like they're like the nicest guys in the world. Especially Marchand, like always good with the fans, always really, really good with kids, and he's a really funny guy to be around. But I don't know. I personally, I respect the team that Boston has. I mean, that's why they're so successful. They have such a great structured team, and I think more teams can learn from that. They just have a really good chemistry, and they have the grit on the team that I think that some teams need to learn. But yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about the guys. Like even Bergeron, like there's a guy I went to college with, and he got to meet him, and he said the coolest guy ever. So yeah,
they've always been great in the interactions I have with them. My nunny, my grandma, she loves Bergeron. She watches the Bruins on the TV all the time, and so she's always asking about Bergeron. But yeah, we've always had pleasant experiences with them.
Yeah, absolutely. I just have one more for you.
Yep.
So like what obviously it's uncertain how the next season is going to go, whether it's going to happen or not, or when the start date has commenced. But like, have they given you any idea like how they might be able to do this while maintaining everyone's safety any news?
They're still working it out, so I still don't really have any answers for it. And in the time being, while that's happening, it's just we're trying to make the most of all these practices that we're getting together and being on the ice together, trying to build that team culture and the chemistry, and getting ourselves prepared for what is technically an unknown right now, but we know whenever it comes, it's going to be a dog fight. It always is. It's a battle, and it's a grind. It's a small league, so you're playing the same opponents pretty frequently, and
Hmm.
you know how that develops the rivalries, and
Sure.
and every single game, it's just you want to win, and it's a battle, and you have to find different ways to win against the same opponent multiple times throughout the season. So we're just getting ourselves prepared right now, for what we're expecting to be a grind. We know it is. It's going to be a grind, and it's going to be a battle, but we have that end goal, and we're just trying to do all of the little things, and be prepared for when that opportunity comes. Because, like I said before, we're hungrier than we were hungrier for the cup than we were last season, because we didn't even get it last season. So now it's kind of just built on to what we wanted last season, and
Yeah.
we're
And
fired up.
yeah, absolutely. And you got like several other teams that are like in the back here, like, hey, well, hold on, like we want the cup too. So it's yeah,
Right.
it's definitely going to be quite the competition that you got going on. It almost kind of
Definitely.
like you guys are the ones that got the cup, and now you're kind of defending that kind of thing there almost.
Right. We know we have a target on our backs, after last season. And like I said, there's, when we say rivalries, I almost feel like we have it with every team. That's how I felt that way in college. I feel that way now. It's whoever is on the other side of the ice that day, that's our greatest rival, and that's kind of how it feels.
Mm,
Whatever game day it is, okay, that's the greatest rival. And that's what it has that feeling when you're out there battling. So
yeah,
yeah, I think people are going to be coming hard, and we we obviously want to play people at their best, and we know we have a target on our back, so we just want to play um, play hard, play hungry, and make sure that we're doing the right things and we're clicking at the right time.
absolutely. Um, so I just want to thank you for coming on the podcast, Jillian. I don't know if I said that at the beginning, but I do appreciate you taking your time. I know you just been teaching all day. So again, I just want to thank you for coming on the podcast, and I love to have you on again sometime soon.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. This is great. And yeah, we'll be in touch. I'd be thrilled to be back on.